How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey.
Welcome to Austin. If you're not from Austin, I know there's a few of you. For everybody else, welcome back to Austin Bitcoin Club. If you've been here before, if not, welcome to your first. Let's just kind of get right into it, right? So I don't know how many of you have heard the announcement for next month on December 2nd?
Yeah.
Woo! Alright, so maybe 50%. Sweet. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, December 2nd, we made an announcement earlier this week. We are currently either onboarded or soon to be onboarded. We're roughly nearing 25% of Rainy Street on a Bitcoin standard. We are looking to throw a Bitcoin block party where we get as many Bitcoiners as physically possible to just take over Rainy Street. One of the guys building a really cool project in our lab downstairs is the vision behind the app that has been onboarding these companies. And tonight we're basically just going to dive into that app, how it works, why he built it, and kind of giving you a rundown of how to prepare so that you can participate in the Bitcoin block party. So without further ado, Michael, please join us.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
It is great to be here. This is a lot bigger than the meetup that I hold in Redding, California. By like 10 times, maybe 12.
Yeah, so is this working? All right, cool. So yeah, we convinced Michael to leave the place that he left Texas for, California, and we're glad to have you back, man. Thanks for joining us.
It's awesome to be here. Yeah, thank you guys for having me, and thanks to the Capital Factory as well. This is like an awesome space.
Yeah, it's been pretty epic. Honestly, I knew before you moved here that your product was fucking visionary as shit, which is why I was like, I need you to move to Austin like today. Don't even go back to California, just call your girlfriend and tell her to join us in Texas. And, you didn't do that, but I'm glad you came back eventually, so thanks for coming back.
Oh, here now.
And, yeah, I guess really, let's just dive right into it, man. You want to start doing your thing?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to walk away. This is unusual, but, I'm going to give the floor to Michael, and let's talk a bit about Oshi.
And I'm just going to ramble for a little while. All right, so yeah, like I said, my name is Michael. I'm the founder of Oshi. It's a Groupon-like application that helps small businesses accept Bitcoin over Lightning Network in a very practical, economical way, while simultaneously giving them the option to reward their customers in Bitcoin rewards, which is really cool. It's a lot better than a discount. So yeah, I kicked it off in Redding, California, about 2 years ago. I was born and raised in Texas, the Dallas area, but I moved to California for work. And Redding is a town of about 90,000 people. Not particularly techie, mostly rednecky, but an awesome group of people, very freedom-loving people. They call themselves the Jefferson State. They want to understandably separate themselves from California. Very, very Bitcoin naive. Very few people there understand Bitcoin, know much of anything about Bitcoin, and there were zero businesses there accepting Bitcoin. So, because I'm a Bitcoin zealot, I suppose, I aim to change that. And within a few months, we had 18 businesses accepting Bitcoin in Redding, California, and issuing Bitcoin rewards to their customers. That makes Redding #1 in the United States for Bitcoin accepting businesses per capita. And if I could do it in Redding, I could do it anywhere. So as you can probably imagine why I'm here, we want to make Austin, Texas, kind of the beacon to the rest of the United States and get them on a Bitcoin standard, or as much one as we possibly can, as quickly as we can, and set the example. Yeah! Yeah, that's right. And I'm pretty damn sure we're going to make it happen. So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. Thanks, Car. I totally forgot about I even had slides. So, let me set the stage for Oshi and why Bitcoin and Lightning Network is critically important for small businesses, not just in the United States and the developed world, but all over the world. I call it the e-commerce paradox. Even though we see an Amazon package on every doorstep, we can buy anything and everything online. The reality is that just 15% of retail commerce in the United States happens online. That's it. 85% of retail commerce is done in store with the swipe of the card. 85%. And there's several reasons for that. One of those reasons is simply because for brick and mortar businesses to sell something online whenever the customer is going to come pick it up in store anyway, it doesn't make much sense whenever the online processing fee is far higher and also introduces far more fraud into their business, chargeback fraud and so on. So, in 2020, during all the lockdowns, we saw an explosion in online sales, 30% year-over-year growth in e-commerce. Obviously, a lot of brick and mortar businesses were hurting in general, but now they had to scramble to figure out ways to integrate e-commerce into their systems. It was a challenge, and it was also really expensive for them. Not only did they have to train staffs, but they had to pay people to set up, web design and set up their online store. It isn't particularly difficult, but dealing with everything else is a big challenge. During this time, major corporations, already well positioned in the e-commerce space, already dominating the e-commerce space, they did really well. Small businesses were dying. They were doing fantastic. So, I just want to kind of quickly run through what it looks like in the payment processing space using legacy financial rails. To swipe your card in store, you're looking at a 2.6% processing fee plus 10 cents. So a $3 cup of coffee, you're looking at 5.6%. That 10 cents eats into that $3 quite a bit. That's expensive. If you're operating on 10% profit margins, and 5.6 of that is going simply for the privilege of sending ones and zeros over financial payment rails, that's kind of ridiculous. That's half your profits, your net profits. Online, it gets more expensive. You're now looking at 2.9% plus a 30-cent flat fee. That $3 cup of coffee now costs 12.9% to process. Why the hell would any brick and mortar coffee shop want you to buy their cup of coffee online? They were kind of forced to, more or less, unfortunately, over the past couple of years, but generally it's just not a very feasible economical thing to do, right? So what they normally try to do is promote on social media, any way they can, email blasts, pieces of paper, flyers in the mail, and so on, to try to get you to come into the store. Swipe your card, right? Lightning Network, Bitcoin and Lightning Network, it does it near free and instantly. There's no chargeback risk. They can now accept digital payments instantly, nearly free, without any risk of fraud. Woo! Yeah! It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. What if the reason the 85% of brick and mortar businesses or retail commerce in the United States isn't done online? Because it doesn't make any economic sense. What if now it's free? What does that do? Is it possible that we're going to have a lot more than just 15% of e-commerce, right? I think, change the slide. Oh yeah, let's talk about this. I kind of jumped the gun here. I threw this thing together pretty quick. I don't even remember what slide's next. So, okay. Every time you swipe your card, the businesses are paying for those, those processing fees, but they've already baked it into the cake of the item that you're purchasing. I mean, they've already raised the prices to accommodate for that. There was a study in 2010, the St. Louis Fed, a little outdated, but still holds pretty true. Of the cashback rewards that you're getting, only account for just 35% of the processing costs that you're paying. It's a ruse. It's a total ruse. That's why Lightning introduces this digital peer-to-peer cash, right? Whenever the businesses could just accept dollars, albeit it wasn't as efficient and so on, there was no payment processing fee. You hand them the $5 bill, you take it, and you're done. So what Lightning has done is it's taken that relationship between the business owner and the payment processors which was historically a mutual relationship. It was a good benefit. You had some efficiency, you could sell online, and so on. Whenever Lightning does it for free, that relationship is now parasitic. It's just simply a tax. Go ahead, Carter. So, with Oshi, what we're trying to do is not only help businesses understand the efficiencies and the costs and the marketing reach they can gain by selling items and using Bitcoin as a payment processor and also rewarding their customers in Bitcoin, but also for the customer. Normally, you're paying the business, you're swiping your card, it's going through a variety of financial intermediaries, they take their cut and the business gets the rest. But now, you're paying the business directly using a permissionless open monetary network, whether you're in the most developed country of the world or you have zero access to financial services, you can now participate in e-commerce. You can now send digital payments for the first time ever for some people. Talk about the leapfrog that El Salvador is doing right now. They went from a cash-based economy, and what seems like overnight, every single person there can now participate in e-commerce. Businesses, I have businesses that are on the Oshi app. They're accepting Bitcoin payments. They have their own storefront. They're selling items for Bitcoin. It's incredible. Like overnight. So what we do, you pay the business directly with the savings that the business has and the fraud protection using Lightning. They can give that back to the community. They can give rewards back to the customer, Bitcoin rewards, and help put Satoshis, help put sats in everybody's pockets. Whenever a customer shops local, they receive Bitcoin. It's that simple.
He said, fuck yeah!
Yeah! You guys are real quiet. So, okay. The internet is really great at sending information. It can send financial information. Internet adoption is pretty much ubiquitous at this stage. You might not have running water, but you have a cell phone, and you have internet access, and you're surfing on Facebook or whatever. Why is it then that only 15% of retail commerce in the United States happens online? And I think it's because we've had no internet of money. That's Bitcoin. Bringing those two together, it solves the friction. It makes it cheaper to sell things online like I was describing. There we are. Internet's done. Bitcoin's just getting started. The true e-commerce revolution has not taken place yet. It's apparent. It has not happened. It's only just beginning. Using the internet with the internet of money, it's going to happen. I think everybody is going to be shopping online from some sort of app. It's going to be super easy. It's going to be not only cost effective for the business, but cheaper, whether you're in El Salvador or you're in the United States. All right, so here's how the app works. You shop local, you earn sats. You open up the app, you select a promotion. You have the option to either earn rewards or save money. You go to checkout. You're going to open up your Lightning wallet. It's going to default to your wallet. I like to use Strike. I'm sending sats from my checking account effectively, paying the business. The business has already received their money over the Lightning Network, and I receive my $1 in Bitcoin and a digital voucher. This voucher I present to the business whenever I want. Whether it's a week from now or 10 seconds from now, they will redeem it just simply by scanning it and voiding it. Here's your coffee, sir. That's how it works. So I like you, man. You're the one that got going.
I got you.
You're on my side, Simon.
Oh, yeah, I'm with
Man.
you.
All right, so Oshi is not just a tool for businesses to accept Bitcoin in a way that makes sense. and sats for everyone. It's also a way to tap into the community of Bitcoiners in this room and all over the world that don't have a tool to spread Bitcoin in their community. Like, make no mistake, we are raising an army of plebs to use this app and go to businesses and leverage the social network you have to spread Bitcoin. So let me just tell you, Kyle kind of mentioned it. I've been here a week. I've only been on Rainy Street. Kyle and I have been going out here. A couple of others have been going out here, but we've been like together. We've just been like learning. I've been kind of teaching them, yo, here's how you do it. Here's how you sell it. Like, they've been awesome. We've onboarded, we have 12 businesses that are either already onboarded or are in the process of onboarding right now. Like our conversion rate, we've only gotten in touch with 14 owners on Rainy Street. 12 of them said, yeah, sure, let's do it. 85%. We're putting this tool into y'all's hands. If you onboard the businesses, we actually do a profit share. Like, you give these businesses your referral link, like, we now pay you a small commission after everything that they sell on the app. We're not over like, if y'all are like me, I'll talk about Bitcoin until I'm blue in the face. Like, I'll never shut up about it. If you're gonna pay me to do it, if you're gonna pay me to do it, shit, I don't know, man. That's gonna be crazy.
Fucking go, Michael.
Let's go, man. So, yeah, we call it the Oshi evangelists. You tell your friends, you help businesses understand it. We leverage the community. If there's one thing I learned whenever I was in El Salvador, I was working with some of the Bitcoin Beach guys. If there's one thing they just kept hammering, they're like, it's about trust. It's about trust. Bitcoin is about trust. The most trustless monetary network we've ever had is about trust. At the local level, it is. It's about trust. It's about leveraging your social network. I could go talk to some business owner that I've never spoken with before, and they're like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Leverage the network you have. Provide people with a product that makes sense for them. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people in this room that have friends that own businesses, that have family members that they've been looking to get involved in Bitcoin in a way that makes sense for them. Oshi is that tool. Like, it is about trust. You have to build your community up. It's a grassroots movement. We can't just say, oh yeah, the corporations are all buying it. Hey, yeah, you should definitely buy it. Utilize it in a way that makes sense for everyone. We got to save our cities. We're starting right here in Austin. Small businesses are dying. They're the backbone of America. Is it any? Like, it's obvious we're becoming increasingly spineless. Like, our backbone is gone. Like, we got to pump these guys up. These are the entrepreneurs that take risk on behalf of their community. Like, that's a big deal. Go ahead, Carl. I don't even know what slide's next. I totally forget. Yeah, all right. So
It is a big deal. It's amazing.
It is a big deal.
Dude, pumping this out into the community is just like, that's what we are doing here, right? I think for anybody, I know Logan, a couple of you guys were here for the first meetup. This is literally what we discussed when we were like, okay, what is this thing? What are our ideas? Like, where do we see this going? And like, what do you want out of something like this? Like, the overarching theme we kind of had was like, yeah, we're going to take this community and we're going to leverage the power of that community and we're going to go take over Rainy Street and we're going to turn it into Bitcoin Street. And now I think we're 12 businesses closer to taking over Rainy Street. So like, the next step is getting it renamed Bitcoin Street. And that's going to start December 2nd.
So how about the steps we can take? Let's come prepared. I've held an event like this in Reading on a much smaller scale. Okay? Again, it's about trust, it's about community. Like, tell your friends, tell your family, get them set up. Like, download the Strike wallet. You link your bank account or debit card to this wallet. You can now scan any Bitcoin invoice or Lightning invoice anywhere, and it'll pay it from your checking account or debit card. Get set up, come prepared, hold their hand, get them set up. That's the main thing before you come to this event on December 2nd.
It's so easy. Okay, so like, download Strike, download Oshi. Those are like the two things on the board, but genuinely, it doesn't have to be Strike. Strike is great if you want to spend fiat and earn Bitcoin, because like, Strike is gonna give you the easiest way to literally use your checking account and like, you're gonna go spend that worthless crap called a dollar bill, right? And they're gonna pay you Bitcoin back for delicious food on Rainy Street. That's great. It's not the only option. What you need to do, download Strike. A lot of people do still have issues with the whole like know your customer kind of like custodian thing. Any Lightning wallet funded with sats and the Oshi app. It's literally that simple. You download the Oshi app, you create your account, you download a Lightning wallet, fund it with some sats. Oshi does the rest. It like literally opens your wallet, asks you which one you want to use. You click a button, it gives you a voucher, you buy food, you get sats. Super easy. And we have bars, so it's like it's food and drinks. So yeah.
Thanks for having me. Really exciting. In order to orange pill people on Oshi, we're all plebs here. We're all orange pilling people constantly. But to incentivize business owners who don't know anything about Bitcoin, cutting out that 3%-ish middleman is really helpful. Do you guys typically recommend like saying to incentivize the business owners to actually lower their prices a little bit for like using the Oshi app versus just like what their regular prices are? I was curious, and if you had any recommendations on how to like orange pill people with Oshi.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually even easier than that. Like, so Oshi, we charge 2.5%. We're a promotions platform. Like that's our fee to promote. Like, the alternatives are like Grubhub or Groupon. They charge like 30 to 50%, right? I don't consider that a processing fee. That's our platform fee. We just like our processing fee is free. We use Lightning. There's plenty of businesses all over that run promotions like all the time. Like happy hour on 6th Street, you guys should hit 6th Street up before I do. Because I'm telling you, happy hour on 6th Street. So you give like $2 off a beer. How about $2 in Bitcoin whenever you come drink a beer? Something just that simple. They're already doing these promotions, so that's one way. So it's like, oh, that's like maybe 20% sats back. We just reframe it like a discount's boring. Like, Bitcoin's exciting. It's fun to earn sats back. Like it's cool. Like buy a beer, invest in Bitcoin at the same time. I mean, like does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Or at least halfway.
Yeah. The biggest thing is for people who businesses that aren't excited about Bitcoin, like that's the thing I want to get over when you talk to these like boomers and stuff.
Got it. Yeah. So we have several different Bitcoin payment processors. It's whichever one the merchant wants to use. Now, whenever customers are paying in Bitcoin, even though they're using Strike, it feels like they're just paying in dollars, like they're just paying with Venmo. They actually have the option to receive 0% Bitcoin and 100% dollars. They can do a combination of the two. So here's the thing, like businesses don't even have to give a shit about Bitcoin to benefit from the platform and incentivize 50,000 college kids to get some free Bitcoin and beer at the same time. Like, so they can just, the way I look at it, like one business at a time, holding 1% of their balance sheet of Bitcoin at a time, and hyper-Bitcoinization, the mythical.
Yeah, we're almost there. We'll start with Rainy Street, then Austin, and then the rest of the world.
Right.
Guys, so we're gonna get this wrapped up.
Yeah,
if you have questions, feel free to find me, Michael, anybody else here. Scan the QR codes, download Oshi, download Strike, get yourself a Lightning wallet, and like if you're not following all of the social media channels, there's like QR codes for that on tables. Get into those groups because over the coming weeks we will continue to update more and more about what's going on and passing on the information you need. So yeah, we're gonna turn off the mics. Let's kick it old school.
One more thing. Go to the next slide, Carl, please. If you're like, okay, oh wait, what about the next slide? Oh. Okay, well anyway,
Yeah, that's it.
So I'll tell you what, we're gonna put something up here briefly. It's gonna be a link. Every Monday night, I do a call, a sales call. If you guys have any questions like, okay, how do I hit the ground running and start talking with business owners? How do I prepare? What questions are they gonna ask and so on? Like, I got you. Every Monday night, I think it's 7:30 to 8:30. We're gonna put a QR code up here in a moment. It's gonna have a link there. You scan it. You sign up, it's a Google Meet call, just be there. Tell your friends, let's do it.